Today we're going to be looking at some whammy bar tricks. The dive bomb. All we need to do for this one is pick a note. It can be open string, it can be any note, any way you want, and then just dip or dive the whammy bar. If you want these really crazy dive bombs, then it's best with a Floyd Rose. That's what I'm using. And I like to do mine by aggressively pulling off the 12th fret so we get that kind of slapping sound on the strings. That, and dip the bar really far down to get that really crazy, really low sound. We can also make it sound like a Stuka dive by getting a harmonic, dipping that, and then to get the bomb, at the very bottom we can get the low strings. Dime squeals. This is how I learned to dime squeal, and it's a little bit tricky, but all we're going to do is we're going to pull off on the 2nd fret, dip the whammy bar, and then catch a natural harmonic on the 3rd fret, on the 3rd fret wire, okay? And then, once we've caught it, we're just going to bring that really far back and tighten the strings loads. So we're going to be pushing down with what I like to do with this position. So we're going to push it down if it's in this position, or we can pull it up if it's in this position. We can also place our thumb here to silence these strings so we don't get anything ringing out. And also once we've done the pull off, we can also drag our index finger here to silence those strings. So the only string ringing out is the G string. So pull off, go down, get the harmonic, and then pull it back or push it like that. Okay, so like that, and that's a dime squeal. Flutter. But all it is just pick our note, any notes, and then we're just going to flick the whammy bar so that it kind of oscillates between its neutral position. So if you see this, if you do that, you kind of bring it down, then let go, and let it spring back. You can see it oscillates, and that's what's going to generate the flutter. So generate a note, and then do that. That's how you get that flutter sound. I prefer it to do like this because I find pushing down more effective for me, but obviously pulling, pushing any way will work just fine. The motorbike. Probably recognise this from Kickstart My Heart by the Motley Crue. And all we're doing is pulling off to generate an open string note on the D, A and E in that order. And we're going to start at the bottom with our whammy bar depressed so that all the strings are low. And then we're going to bring it up. So we're just going to start with the depressed. The elephant. I'm not too great at this, but I know how it works. We're going to start with a guitar with our volume all the way down. So our volume number is going to be turned down. Nothing coming out of the guitar. Then we're going to get a natural harmonic on the 5th fret of the G, 7th fret of the B, and the 12th fret of the E. And then as they're ringing out, we're going to depress our whammy bar, and we're going to bring it back whilst bringing in the volume. Okay. So we're going to depress our whammy bar, and as we bring it back to the neutral position, we're going to turn our volume up on the guitar, like that, so we're going to kind of blend them together. That one was okay. The horse. All we need to do for this one is get a pinched harmonic on the 2nd fret of the G string. We're going to bend it up, and then we're going to like kind of wobble the whammy bar to get some vibrato whilst progressively dipping it. So we're going to get a pinch harmonic, bend it up, and then progressively dip the whammy bar whilst doing vibrato to kind of get that neighing sound. Swoops. These we use loads in Top Gun Anthem, and it's really simple. It's just a way to add some embellishment when you're going to a note. We're just going to start with it slightly dipped, not crazy like a dive bomb, but it's going to start with the bar slightly dipped, and we're just going to kind of bring it up to the notes. Just a nice little embellishment you can do in your music. And finally, the ambulance. This one is also really simple. All it is just hammer-ons and pull-offs from the 15th to 13th on the B string. And while we do that, we're going to progressively dip the whammy bar. And as it gets more dipped, as we dip the whammy bar more, we're also going to slow down the hammer-ons and pull-offs to kind of sound like the ambulance siren is dying out, okay? Like that. And that was 8 really cool whammy bar tricks. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on notification bell so you don't miss one upload, and I will see you in the next one.